What's the word, ladies and gentlemen? This is Andrew. In today's episode of Is It Worth It, we'll be talking about Phoenix. Yeah, you guys have been waiting for this one to come out for a while, and I finally have gotten around to doing it. So, in this video, we'll be talking about Phoenix's stats, weapons, abilities, and ultimately whether or not he is worth those 50,000 credits or $10 USD. Now, first off, Phoenix is a medic with 100 HP and 430 movement speed. He's sort of like an in-between type medic between Sawbones and the whole Sparks aura category. Now, while I do appreciate the extra movement speed, being that he only has 100 HP means when you play him, you should be aware of everything that could one-shot you. For example, Fletcher's Stickies, which do 100 damage, or Phantom's Katana with Chopper, that I believe does around 103 damage. So just keep an eye out for those things when you're playing Phoenix. Now, for ability, he gets 3, the Healing Pulse, Defibrillators, and Self-Revive. And, you know, Defibrillators are pretty standard, you know, let you revive people that are down. But the other two abilities are a bit more interesting. So Healing Pulse is like a charge up instant heal ability that will heal teammates with a radius around Phoenix. I'm sure you guys all knew this already. Now the amount actually will range from 20 to 21-ish HP minimum to 80 HP maximum depending on how long you hold the charge for. The cooldown will range for 5 seconds to 18 seconds respectively. So if you do a quick heal, it'll be 20 HP for 5, and if you do the longest heal, do 80 HP for 18. I actually really like this ability in the method of healing. I like the instant heal. I don't like the regenerations. I feel like the ability to both heal yourself and your friendlies all in one go, all in one move is really, really efficient, especially for Phoenix's sort of run and gun type playstyle. Now, his tertiary ability is called Self-Revive, which is pretty self-explanatory. If you're playing Phoenix and you get down, you can actually revive yourself. I don't actually like the name here. I wish they used something more interesting, but whatever. Self-Revive it is. It takes about 3 seconds to pull yourself back up, but if you manage to pull it off without being finished, you'll be back up to full HP. When I first saw this ability, I thought it was going to be extremely underwhelming because it's so easily countered, at least on paper. However, playing Phoenix for I don't even know how many hours for the past week or so, I found it actually to be pretty handy. Especially when I'm with friendlies and the enemy has to make a choice whether or not to take the time to finish me off, engage my friends who are covering me, or run. You know, with these 3 options, I'd say my odds are pretty good on pulling off the revive. However, if you get caught alone as Phoenix, it's pretty unlikely that the enemy will let you get that revive off. Also, one more thing about the self-revive is that if they finish you off while you're in the revive animation, you will still be finished and you'll have the ridiculously long self-revive cooldown of 1 whole minute. So just kind of be aware of the timings when you're trying to use this ability. Don't use it if the timing isn't perfect. Alrighty, so next up, let's take a look at Phoenix's weaponry. For primaries, Phoenix is blessed with the option of 3 different awesome SMGs, the Hawkfear, or Hotchfear, however you want to pronounce that, the Krotzny, and the Kek-10. The most popular pick may be indeed the Kek-10, but honestly, I would argue any of these weapons are very viable for Phoenix. I won't go into too much detail about the individual stats for the Krotzny or the Kek-10, but I do want to go into a little bit in depth of the Hawkfear, as that is Phoenix's default primary. You know, that is his signature weapon on his default loadout card. At the time of making this video, the Hawkfear will hit for 9 damage, a bullet to the body, or 18 damage to the head. Now, the rate of fire is going to be 812 RPM. The magazine size is also quite hefty at 55 rounds, and the reload speed is 1.8 seconds. The DPS of the Hawkfear is 122 if you land all body shots, but the main selling point of the Hawkfear is how accurate it is. It may not have the best DPS at 122, but given that it is a laser with extremely low spread per bullet, you can easily hold down the trigger without being punished with too much bloom per shot. It's really up to you guys which primary you use, but for me, the Hawkfear is one of my favorite SMGs now, especially since the Krotzny's nerf in accuracy. Now for secondaries, Phoenix gets to use a selection of semi-autos, you know, the Calden, the M9, and the Selbstat. You guys know my opinion of the Calden. Psst, I prefer the other 2 pistols. But any of these are fine as finisher weapons. Now for loadouts, I want to say the vast majority of loadouts for Phoenix are all quite good. I can see that splash damage is trying to make things a little more balanced across the loadout cards. They try to put at least one support augment on every loadout. In my opinion, it really comes down to which primary weapons you prefer, and also which support ability you want the most on Phoenix. You know, do you want the Hawk Fear with Healing Reach, or do you want the Krotzny with, I don't know, Potent Packs, for example? It really all depends on which combination you would like. If you want maximum support abilities all in one go, you would have to go with the KE81 Technical Operative. That one will give you the Hawk Fear, SMG, Potent Packs, as well as extra supplies. But that's just if you want like maximum support augments all in one loadout card. Now for the last bit here, the playstyle of Phoenix is much more aggressive than the other medics. You know, he's a bit more faster paced than Sawbones and arguably has a better selection of weapons. His instant heal that he gets with his healing pulse is amazing, as it can really catch a lot of enemies off guard, you know. This plus the fact that you can actually sprint while charging it, you know, that adds even more versatility to this ability. I love the fact that I can heal both myself and my teammates instantly with one move. You know, this is also very, very handy and suits the run and gun style of Phoenix very well. His self-revive is a bit of a wild card. It's not going to be something you're going to rely on 100% all the time and you're going to successfully pull it off, but it's definitely a welcome addition. Also, I just want to add that because Phoenix is relatively squishy, you know, 100 health isn't anything to write home about. You're gonna have to really utilize the extra speed during your strafing to win duels. You know, utilize that 80-80 strafing and also try to get headshots. You gotta be a bit more accurate to win those 1v1 duels, especially versus mercenaries with more HP than you. With that said, I really enjoyed playing Phoenix, guys. However, is he worth purchasing for you? That's the real question. Well, it sort of depends. If you have Sawbones and you already have like another mercenary that you want to buy, I'd say skip Phoenix for now, because Sawbones will fill that medic role just fine. Sawbones is a bit more quote-unquote ordinary, I guess, when you compare him to Phoenix. You know, he's very standard as far as his gameplay. However, he's a very solid and consistent medic. However, if you don't have a main medic picked out yet, you know, besides Aura or his default, and you enjoy like the high-risk, high-reward, fast-paced style of Phoenix, I would highly recommend him as a purchase. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's shoot for 100 likes on this one. Now, if you're new to my channel and this is the first video you are seeing of mine, be sure to check out my other videos. I got tons and tons of Dirty Bomb content. With all that said and done, I think I'm just about done for today. So until next time, guys, I'll see you around.